Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Kellen Time. And sorry it's been so long. I can tell you why, but you don't care because it's house projects and life, so I'll skip it. But I'm excited to jump into the one today. As you can see, and probably by the title of the video, it's the Hodinkee Collaboration Unimatic. I went ahead and pre-opened these boxes so that you guys wouldn't care about me cutting open a box one-handed. But as you can see, pretty standard box in a box. Unimatic special tape on top of the Hodinkee special tape. So everybody's got their own tape. And then, just in case you were worried, not only is there a box in a box, but then there's a padded box. And this box is what houses the watch. If you've never had a Unimatic before, they all come in something similar. Kind of like those dry boxes. Pretty intense little box. I feel like this is probably one of the better ways to ship a watch. Not only do you get your watch, but you get a usable kind of cool box if you want to use it. If you're maybe going internationally, could mess with the foam inside, fit a couple other watches in here. But this one has the cool Unimatic Hodinkee plaque. As you can see, I got the U1-HGMT. Really cool thing about this watch, of the three watches that they did with Hodinkee, is that this is Unimatic's first GMT. Presumably the H in the name stands for Hodinkee, but that's just an educated guess on my part. You get the little serial card here. I'm going to try to block my number, but you can see it's individually numbered out of 500. You got your little instruction booklet with QR code probably to get your manual. Each watch came with 2 straps. There was 3 watches total. There was a kind of, I would say, a field pilot watch, U2H. There was the dive watch, which was the U1H. And then there was this GMT. So let's just take a look. Comes on a Unimatic branded leather strap. Very thick leather. Yep, it is Horween leather, super thick. I'm not the biggest fan of Horween leather or leather straps in general, just because it's too thick. You got to really break them in, but could be worse. There she is. So it's a really cool setup you got here. This is obviously a stainless steel case. It's a pretty flat sapphire, so not a dome sapphire by any means. You can see it's got a little beveled edge to it, which is nice. Nice and flat. The overall thickness of this is thinner now. They cut down the thickness of the watch because they went with a Swiss movement instead of their previous movements, which were a bit thicker. So you're down to 11.25 mil thick on a 41.5 mil case. It's got Super Luminova. It's a Sellita SW330-2 for this GMT movement. 42-hour power reserve, 300-meter water resistance. You know, your pretty standard GMT situation, but let's give it a wind up and see how she rips. So the crown, first thing I'm going to notice is the crown is actually kind of hard to access, which is kind of good and bad. I don't know if I can get this on camera, but the bezel actually overhangs the crown. So it kind of tucks it in behind this bezel here, and then you got the crown gouge, and the tolerances all are quite tight. So good thing and a bad thing. Obviously, you know, you don't want your crown sticking out that much, but jumping in there to grab it can be kind of challenging. A little gritty on the stem unwind there, but no, I might have felt worse. So it's popped out. Give it a little spin. See if we can get her started here. Okay, so first click, obviously you got your GMT hand quick set, where you can set that to your desired time zone. Second click, you've got your running time. And I wonder if my hour or my day setting, yeah. So your day setting is the opposite rotation of your GMT hand. So there you have it. We'll just give it a second here where it's 12:14 PST right now. I'm not going to mess with setting the GMT. Let's take a look at the bezel. I mean, everything is super well done, super tight. Nice finishing on the case. There isn't any polishing that I can see. It's basically all brushed of some sort of some grain. The bezel action, really tight. Yeah, you're not getting any play on that. Tight click. I do love the execution of the bezel font and color. So, you know, in your classic GMT ways, you have a two-color situation, and you've got a gray aluminum insert bezel with what appears to be a dark gray or a black and white. So you have your day and night time zones there. Yeah, first look, what do you guys think? I mean, I think that this obviously nails the, sorry, I'm getting quite a bit of reflection behind me. This kind of nails the Unimatic aesthetic, excuse me, but still gives you, they call it the Hodinkee signature gray is what they're saying. So take that how you want it. The dive watch was actually really cool too. So the dive watch was kind of opposite of this. It was a black bezel with a kind of like a light gray, pale gray dial. I thought about getting that one. I don't have a GMT in my collection right now, so I went with the GMT. Nice crown there. That's one of their logos. It also comes with this NATO strap. Single pass, branded. Nothing to write home about. It's not a seatbelt. It's not super soft. Just looks like a pretty standard single pass nylon strap in my opinion. Now, I think this thing will sing if you put it on a OD green NATO. So let me do that real quick. Just to kind of talk about it, Hodinkee and Unimatic really teased this watch quite a bit. They had a countdown going on both of their sites. They had, you know, all the branding for this. 500 pieces each, so 1,500 pieces total, which, you know, is a lot, I feel like. Ended up selling out day one. I'm starting to see resell on these ones. The first couple I saw on eBay went for $2,200. This watch retailed for $1,395, which I think is kind of crazy for $2,200. I mean, $1,395 seems higher end for what you're getting, but overall, I think it's a fair price for a Hodinkee piece, a Unimatic piece, first GMT, numbered, etc. I mean, a lot of things going for it. But now on Watch You Seek and whatnot, I'm starting to see the prices come down a little bit to where I think they should be. A couple of people listed them at around 1,800. You know, if you're in a state with tax and whatnot, you're into it for 14 or 15 depending on your tax rate. So, you know that they're not really flipping for all that much, but it's a really cool watch. Now, for me, I would probably go with this OD green setup. I did ask Unimatic if their bracelet fits. Unimatic sells a steel bracelet called the UBK, which is an add-on piece because most of their watches come straight on a nylon or whatever, or a leather strap and or a NATO of some kind. And they said that they're working. The UBK won't work for this. It's not compatible. But because it's a new case, I assume that's the issue. It's you can see there's another engraving there. I would assume that because the thinness of this new case, that's probably one of the issues. But they said that they're working on a bracelet. So for me, I'm such a bracelet guy. I'm kind of holding this piece right now and not really going to wear it until I can get my hands on a bracelet, because ultimately I think that'll make or break the piece for me. If I can get this on a bracelet, especially the UBK, I think the UBK bracelet's really nice. It's got some nice finishing to it. It's got micro adjust, diver extension, etc. So it's got quite a bit of features that would be cool. If they made a similar tapered, really nicely done bracelet for this watch, I think it's a home run for me, but gotta wait and see. So just an FYI, if you're a bracelet guy like myself, this is something that could work for you, but stay tuned and see what they come up with. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the bezel action there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think it's a pretty well done watch. I think, like I said, it really keeps with Unimatic's design language. It nails that. I love the GMT hand. I love the bezel color. The dial, it's hard, I'm inside right now. The dial is actually kind of like a flat dial, so it's not going to give you a lot of reflection or anything. It's definitely not a gloss dial. Yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. Pretty cool watch. I'm excited about it. Excited to hopefully soon get a bracelet for it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll be waiting quite a while for that. We'll see. Yeah, let me know what questions you guys have. Thanks. Peace.